Welcome to the new webisode of Tarang. Today we have Mr. Mohit Goyal, our alumni from the batch of 2008-2010. He has worked extensively in the branding and marketing roles. He is currently Corporate Director Branding at Indian Hotels Company Limited.
IHCL today is actually looked forward as a thought leader in the entire hospitality space in the country. So with some of the iconic brands like Taj, Vivanta, Selection, Ginger in its portfolio, we truly were challenged when the pandemic broke and the entire industry went into a lockdown. Post which, in fact, the response from IHCL was one of the fastest and one of the most comprehensive response in the form of Tajness, a commitment-free standard. Now, the feeling, the spirit of Tajness, as we call it, it kind of runs through the entire organization, which associates itself to the signature hospitality that we have. We added a layer of protocols around safety, hygiene, and social distancing to it. So as of today, all our properties undergo regular disinfection. Then there are PPs which are provided to all our associates. There are regular health checks which are conducted both for our guests and our associates. And then there are protocols related to every specific function within the within the hotel. So be it kitchen, be it housekeeping, be it laundry, which are now revised given the rules and regulations by the relevant government authorities. So overall, the response has been really, really good. We are in fact one of the first few players in the industry which has now started, seeing the silver lining at the end of the pandemic. Right. So for weddings.in, the USP was truly engaging with the operators of banquets, which are the key preference for the middle class segment of India at the grassroots level. So it was not just an aggregator of services like many of its competitors were. It truly engaged with these banquet operators, with the service operators at the grassroots level. It had people who were on ground, who managed the entire show, who engaged with the guests, and who also managed the entire event on behalf of the guest. So the kind of delivery and service and engagement which Weddings.in and the kind of price point which it delivered was phenomenal. Also for Weddings.in, there were actually dedicated teams which provided the peripheral services. So they were not outsourced teams. They were in-house employee teams related to photography, videography, hair and makeup, so on and so forth, which really gave that Weddings.in a cutting edge. And what I also led at Weddings.in was primarily the retail foray. So where, it was a one-stop shop where the consumer could actually get all the wedding-related services within a single store. And this is a retail foray which was actually ongoing while I was working with Weddings.in. And given the association with OYO, of course, the overall force and the impact was pretty high. All right. So first thing which truly happens when a company goes through a rebranding exercise is concerns are raised across, especially of a size that SR is and was at that point of time. The cost concerns, which is how do you really make this change reflect across absolutely the entire organization, not just its communication, but also within the DNA of the organization. So first step was obviously to get the buy-in from top management. SR at that point of time had 61 strategic business units spread across approximately, if I'm not wrong, 70 odd countries. The first step was to reach out to the top management across these SBUs and countries, get their buy-in, and then eventually create awareness from top to the grassroots level. So making them understand what this change truly means, why this change came into place, what does it really reflect for consumer and various stakeholders. And finally, when this awareness was created, we started with actual physical visits, trying to engage with every single touch point. So be it the plants, be it your CSR activities, be it the products, be it your shops, absolutely everything was covered with physical visits. And finally, we partnered with capable agencies who actually had presence across the country or across the globe to make sure that the change which we reflect or the change which we mandate at the corporate level gets translated into all these SBUs in all these countries seamlessly. First thing which goes into any campaign is a consumer insight. Without a consumer insight, any campaign falls truly flat. So between, in my stint from 2014 to 2018, the entire marketing and advertising paradigm truly changed right from the, when in 2014, feminism was at the forefront. There were stories related to equality for women, so on and so forth, to about 2018 when the entire focus shifted from to sustainability and to, to basically interests of the various target groups. So every single year, including, for example, the Anti-Rice campaign, which came out in 2016, which featured Kareena Kapoor, the consumer insight was extremely important. The idea was to actually, for example, for Anti-Rice campaign, was to showcase how a celebrity like Kareena, who's a working mother, balances her professional and personal life perfectly, which is actually comprising of the AND TG, which was actually 30 plus, unlike the TG for many other competing brands, which was in the vicinity of 20 to 25 years old. Similarly, for Global Desi, the Global Desi woman is actually very free in her style. She's really vocal about it. She cares for things around herself, but she is not really bound by them, which is why Kangana Ranaut proved to be a perfect choice. And the entire campaign about Global Desi Care really got woven well around that. And final thing which comes for a successful campaign is the delivery of messaging. How does the thought which you have as a brand manager get translated into the consumer's mind as crystal clear as possible, which is why the delivery, both in terms of content and in terms of delivery, the media, choice of media, the timing of the media, became very important. So we timed the campaigns according to the best buying times, according to the brand speak in terms of sales speak, and it really worked out well. To be honest, academics is a very small part, according to me, for an MBA program. It truly teaches you life management lessons. And my advice here would be that every student at IIFT should think of himself or herself as an entrepreneur. Because even if you aren't an entrepreneur, in case you're working for an organization, the view or the approach which you have towards your work has to be really comprehensive, has to be really thought through from all angles, as usually a business manager would have. Another advice would be do what you truly enjoy and enjoy what you truly do. There is no shortcut to success. There is no doing it for the sake of a designation or for a pay package. It truly weans off. Once you have that fancy designation, once you have that fancy job at hand, and once you realize that the work culture of an organization might not be as great, then truly that designation or that pay package doesn't make any sense. So what every student must truly aim at is to realize their core passion, realize their life goals, be it 1 year down the line, 5 year down the line, 10 year down the line, work towards it and enjoying truly whatever their choice of stream is. All right, I believe the best moments actually started right from the first few days when there were these personality development programs, which was conducted obviously by the senior batch. Uh, it is truly kind of stresses you out to a certain extent, but then you realize why it stresses you out and how does it really help you through the entire program and through your life journey. Especially the roast when you're actually made to stand and the entire batch truly almost curses you out. You truly realize that it kind of it enlightens you as an individual. Then I had the opportunity to work as joint media coordinator for IIFT, and that too was pretty enlightening because got to know what news truly matters to the world and how IIFT can be projected as one of the best institutions that is around not just in Calcutta but in the entire nation today through the media. And finally, as far as fond memories are concerned, then I truly remember those open book tests where you really can't cheat your way through. It truly required application of one's own brain, and I remember also writing a examination where the answer was expected to be only in a single sheet of paper. And finally, of course, the absolutely fantastic stories from Dr. Rangarajan and some of our other professors, including Dr. Sharma. Those were truly enlightening moments. As I said, those are all out of the book. I won't really call them as academics, but I would truly call them as life lessons.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your experiences at IIFT. And we learned a lot from your stint at weddings.in and your campaigns. And we hope to see you later at the campus itself, sir.
Thank you for having me on this show, Priyash, and really, really glad to be of any help to all the listeners.